Hey guys, you're listening to Quarantine with Sofi, a podcast where each of you get to share your stories and experiences throughout this pandemic and maybe find some common ground with others. I hope you guys like it.
Hey, Jhazaira.
Hi.
You wanna introduce yourself to the listeners? Let them know who you are.
I'm Jhazaira. I'm Sophie's longest friend of now, besides Nadia and Alma. Known her for like 9 years now.
Has it?
And
Wow.
yeah,
No, it's been.
yeah,
Is it 9 years?
it's been 9 because One Direction is 10. So ours is
Oh,
one left.
wow.
That's a
That's
long time.
crazy.
That's since third grade, man.
Insane, yeah. Well, this week, yes, we have Jhazaira. If you guys listened last week, we had Gabby on the podcast, and I did take a break the week prior because I don't know, I felt like it was just a time where we should focus on like things happening in the world and like our country was choosing its next president. So I did take a break for that week, but we're back this week. And yeah, I'm excited. Are you ready to get into it?
Yes, I'm excited.
Alrighty. Okay. Well, so I've said this before. I used to ask everyone the same question, which was, what was your last memory before quarantine? But I felt like everyone always gave the same answer, like, oh, it was a gloomy, rainy day, blah, 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 right? So I want to switch it up now. So, um, for you, when quarantine happened, like when they were like, okay, this is like now when you go out, wear a mask, or like school's done, like we're gonna do online school, like what was that? Like what was your first thought? Like what was your initial reaction to this?
My first thought, I was like so excited. I was like, okay, like there's no school. But then I was
Uh-huh.
like, oh, I'm not gonna see anybody. But I didn't
Mm-hmm.
think it would last like the entire rest of junior year and going on to senior year. I
Mm-hmm.
thought it'd be over by when we got to senior year. So I was kind of like in the beginning, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna last long. You know, they said 2 weeks, maybe it's now a month. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I was happy that we weren't gonna have to go to school. I could wake up in bed, and we didn't have to have our cameras on back then. But now we,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I was pretty happy. But now, senior year's pretty bad.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I get what you mean. Like, at first, I was like, I didn't I don't think anyone really understood the severity of what was happening. Like, to everyone, it was just like, oh, like 2 weeks. Like, it's probably not even going to be 2 weeks. Like, we'll be back literally within a week or a week and a half. But now it's like, wow, this is like you just want to go back now. And like, and I like that you brought up the point, like before we didn't have to turn our cameras on in school, right? Like we could literally sleep the entire class and like it didn't matter. But now you have to have your cameras on all the time. And oh my, I think that's probably the worst part of online learning right now. Like I
Having
do,
your camera.
it's not. No. And it's like, I don't know. Oh, and this is like a little mini question, but so at the beginning, when online school started, were you like, did you have the mentality of like, oh, I need to wake up a little bit early to get ready and like to look presentable? And if so, do you still think that way or do you just not care?
Like the beginning of senior year or during like the second semester beginning?
Senior year.
Okay, like the first week I like missed a day of school already, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh. But like I would wake up like maybe like 5 minutes early just to comb my hair, brush my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't dress for it. I'd just be wearing my pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
But like now I wake up a minute before class, and sometimes I'm like 2 minutes late because like you have a 5 minute grace period. So I'm like,
Yes.
I use it.
I know, and like I was my math teacher brought this up uh, to us because she was like, "You guys always seem so tired." Because I had math first period, she's like, "You guys always seem so tired," and like you said, it has to do with the fact that we can wake up 1 minute before class, and that's why we're tired. Because before you woke up and then you got ready, and then that gave you like a 30-minute period to wake up on your way to school before class. But now it's like you wake up and then the next minute you're already online, logged in for class.
Like you literally just woke up. Like, it's not even like it was an hour ago. It's literally you just woke up.
Yeah. And it's like, it's not it for me. I don't.
And they always catch me yawning, and then I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, I did just wake up, I'm gonna yawn.
Exactly. And so moving on to the next question. Speaking of like online learning and stuff, um, for you personally, do you think you've done better online learning, or do you prefer like in class, like being there learning?
Well, I prefer in class because it's like more fun, but
Mm-hmm.
I do admit my grades went up so much during
Mm-hmm.
online learning. Like, I only have A's and B's. If I was in class right now, I'd be having a D in like Gov or something,
Mm-hmm.
or like a C in Math, but I have like A's and B's, so I'm really happy about that. But then again, it doesn't really benefit us that much apparently, because colleges aren't even like paying that much attention to what they're looking at, what we're doing outside of school, and I haven't done it. So it's like stressful.
Yeah, and I like 100%. Like for me personally, like I 100% enjoy in class learning. Like I feel like I retain more when I'm there in person, because when I'm here at home, I just kind of like zone out, just let the teacher talk and just do my thing, just think about what I'm gonna have for breakfast, or like what I'm gonna do later on once this is over. Like I zone out, and I don't know if that's the same for you. And like also, like so for those of you who aren't familiar with who Jhazaira is, but Jhazaira, we go to the same school, Granada, and so we have a class together, AP Psychology, with Mr. Strand, and it sucks because you said like on in person you get to do more, and like for example in our AP Psychology class he was like, oh, I can do mind tricks, like, or what was that other thing he was talking about, the strips?
Oh yeah, he wanted us to do the strips that would make our taste buds taste like, make food taste different. And he said we were gonna do that, and like we don't even have the opportunity to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, and like you said, like because we're online we don't get to do things like that, so it's just pretty much just lectures, and it's like, well, this
And
is
like
no fun.
here I got 2 classes with you, and what the heck, I can't even like be in the same class.
I know. I know. This is literally the first year I've had like, well, that's a lie. I have had other years where I've had like a class with you or like Kristen or Emily's, but this is the first year where I've had multiple classes with everyone. Like I have one with Emily's, you, Kristen, and it's like, what the heck? I don't even get to go in person.
We don't even get to see each other and like make each other laugh in class anymore.
Yeah. Well, moving on to the next question. This is more to do with like quarantine and stuff like that. So obviously, with quarantine, we can't go out too much. Like there are definitely a lot of restrictions and stuff like that. And for example, Halloween passed. So what was that like for you because of quarantine? And like looking into the future, what do you think Thanksgiving and like Christmas, because Thanksgiving is in 2 weeks, well, 1 week if you don't count this week, but what do you think that's going to look like for you and your family?
Well, Halloween, I wasn't really with my family. My mom like spent time with my little nephew, and I was with Kristen and Olivia.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do anything, and it was kind of like on Snapchat there was people like at parties, and I'm like, okay buddy, like we're in a global pandemic, I'm also going to gather myself with like 400 people.
Yeah.
Like, I still have to take safety precautions, but I do like to see like the girls and like Marcus and them.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like when this is all over, you're gonna see how much like you appreciate these holidays and how much fun you have. Like Thanksgiving, I probably can't have too many family members over. Probably gonna have less than 10. Mm-hmm. And Christmas, my birthday, I can't really do much and it's my 18th. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of sad that like I have to celebrate it with a little bit of people. I can't even celebrate it with you.
I know.
And by December, I feel like it's gonna be really bad that I'm not even gonna be able to leave my house. Mm-hmm. So it's really scary.
Now, speaking of this, like not being able to leave your house, this is a bit off topic, but So obviously, we all know Joe Biden has been the elected president for to be the 46th president. Now, there has been talk where he is saying he would like to do a 4 to 6 week like mandatory lockdown. Do you think that this is something that is like, do you agree with this? Do you disagree? Do you think it's something that we should have done before? Or do you think it's a bit over exaggerated? Like, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I kind of feel like okay, it's good because like we're not gonna be able to go out, and cases have gone up since Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like an eye opener to say, oh, okay, like we have to take this seriously, guys.
Mm-hmm.
If we want this to ever end, we have to like actually be so cautious.
Yeah.
So I feel like it will help us, but I am sad that it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if it's gonna help in the long run, I mean, it's only 4 to 6 weeks. I'll just like I'll do something, and then by the time that it's hopefully over, you know, there'll be like vaccine or like we'll be able to do more than what we're like doing now. Right now, there's barely anything. We can't even eat inside of the restaurant. We have to eat outside.
100%. I get what you mean. Like, cause well, the way I see it is like in the very, very beginning, there was a good month or 2 months where even you guys, like you, Emily's, Olivia, no one even went out. Like everyone didn't see each other for a good month or so. But then once things started to get a little bit like, people started to like, I guess, grow used to the fact that this is the new normal. That's when people started like going out or seeing each other more. But I feel like with the 4 weeks, I feel like it's a sacrifice we need to make if we expect things to get better. Because like you said, like cases are going up a lot, but then you look at other places, like other countries, they've had like weeks or like a month where they haven't even had one case, and it's because they like took the initiative and went on a like strict lockdown. And I get people aren't going to like that. I'm not super happy about it, but hey, it's what needs to happen if we want like our lives to go back to normal. So I get what you mean. It's like a bittersweet type of thing. It's like, well, I know good is going to come out of it, but it's like, it's going to be a bummer while it's happening. But I don't know. I feel like it's just something that was way overdue. Had we done it before, we definitely could have avoided this the way it is right now.
Yeah. But there's just a lot of people that just like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, it's not right to be like stuff like that. Or the people that don't want to wear masks. Like, just wear masks. It'll help us in the long run, buddy.
I seriously don't understand how that's such a political issue. It's a mask. It's a piece of cloth. Just put it over your face. You can breathe fine. Stop exaggerating. You're not going to die. The virus is going to kill you before the mask will. Don't worry. Just wear the damn mask. But hey, I can't change people's minds.
But all we can do is try and tell them.
Exactly. There's only so much we can do. But anyway, you have a little bit of of a normal sense. Like you still go to like stores or whatever, like occasionally, or like hang out with a small group of friends. But what do you think is something you miss most of like life before? In a way, let me put it like this. Like I personally like enjoy like the little things. Like for example, like for me, I miss just going out and not being scared, or like I miss just shopping at the mall. Like what's something that you miss about like life before? Obviously you miss hanging out with friends, but like something just that you could do every day and you just like took it for granted.
I feel like what I mostly miss is like meeting up with like people and then seeing them at school, like just seeing everybody just living their normal life, you know, not a care in the world. Everyone's worried about tests or something. And also like being able to just do the bare minimum, like go somewhere without having to worry if someone's coughing, if someone's sneezing, if someone doesn't have their mask on. Like I think that's what I'm like, being able to walk around just breathing in the fresh air and just doing absolutely the bare minimum.
Yeah, 100%. Like, for example, today I took, for those of you who don't know, I have a dog. His name is Nemo. We took him on a walk today, and there was someone driving by in their car, and they had a dog with them, and the dog was like barking at Nemo, and he was like, "Look, he's not barking at you. Just be nice or whatever." And just my mom, my sister, and I, we had our masks on and everything, and obviously the car was like pretty far, but just, and then after the car drove away, I was like, wow, for a split second, I completely forgot we were in a global pandemic. And it was just the most like bittersweet moment because I was like, wow, like it was bad because obviously I snapped back into reality and I was like, well, we are still in a pandemic, but I loved it too because there was just a quick moment of bliss where everything was okay. And like I didn't even realize I was wearing a mask and it was just like life was normal. I could like things like that, like interacting with strangers. Like you can't do that anymore. You can't like at like so it feels normal and it was just like a quick moment where it was like a taste of what life used to be like.
Yeah. Like, I feel like we had taken it for granted, like, just seeing a stranger or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, life is going to be so different now. Like, we're never going to go completely back to normal. Like, we're never going to go back to the normal life. Like, we're always going to remember a day. Like, I feel like we're going to take life so much, like, we're going to, like, love it more now that we realize, like, we can lose it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
but the thing is, like, for example, the way I see it is like, yes, once life goes back to normal, we're going to be like, oh my God, like, we're going to feel so appreciative of what we have back. Mm-hmm. What kind of upsets me or is just disappointing is that within a year, 2 years, no, I say maybe 2 or 3 years, I feel like we're just going to go back to just taking things for granted, not realizing that this can go away so easily. Like, there have been things like this in the past that have happened before, and not like recently to this extreme, but like obviously we've been able to like forget about that time, and like it's just like, well, to be fair, a bunch of those people that went through something like this are probably already dead, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like after a certain point, like we're just gonna forget just how severe it was. And it's sad to say because this isn't something we should forget. Like, this is like literally history. This is our children will read about this in their history textbooks, in their classes. And it's just crazy because it's like one day we're going to start taking it for granted again. And it's just, it's kind of disappointing. And you hope that that doesn't happen, but we're only human.
Yeah, we're just going to want to completely forget about it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I get, because like when something traumatic happens, a lot of times you just want to forget about it. You don't want to relive it, but it's like important to realize that, hey, things like this happen. Like
this could happen again. Like, we have to be careful.
Exactly. Well, moving on, obviously things have changed and life is different and we've had to sort of like adapt, right? Do you think that like with the restrictions that have been in place on your life, has it changed like any of your habits, whether it has to do with just school or physical or eating habits, sleeping habits, anything at all, any type of habits? Do you think it's changed them positively, negatively, or maybe has it stayed the same? Like, how do you think this has changed for you?
For me, during quarantine, oh my God, I ate so much. Like, I would eat when I was bored. I would eat just when I'm watching, like, I would eat a lot. And I can't, exercise anywhere because the gyms are closed. And, well, they're open now, but I still don't want to go, Then I could have ran, but now it's, like, dangerous in my neighborhood. And also my sleeping schedule, I feel so tired every single day. Like, I could sleep for, like, 12, 13 hours. But I choose not to because then I'm going to be like, oh my God. But like, I'm so tired throughout the day. And I don't know why. I'm home like every day, Monday through Thursday. Friday, sometimes I go out, or Saturday. But like Sunday and every other day, I'm at home doing nothing. I don't know why I'm so tired. And that's what it like affected me, like negatively.
100%. Do you think it's affected you in any way positively?
Positively, schoolwork. I feel like I have more time to do it than I would have been. Like I do it more now. Yeah, I feel like I do because I haven't like had any missing assignments. Thank God. I've been doing them, so I feel like that helped with the online learning.
Oh, that's good. See, I have complete opposite. Like with school, like I have so much more time to do it, but I don't. Like, I feel like I rarely do homework. And it's so weird because, like, I don't know, it feels like you do most of for me, it feels like I do most of the work in class. And then there are just maybe just on a Saturday or Sunday night, I'll do everything. And definitely made me more of a procrastinator than I already was. But yeah. And speaking of schoolwork, and just school in general. How obviously none of us expected to be applying because obviously now we're applying for colleges, universities, and stuff like that. Obviously, none of us expected it to be just us applying here at home by ourselves. We expected to be in school and maybe like just getting help like there personally, right? How do you think like with this pandemic and everything? Has it changed the way has it changed like you have decided to go to certain schools or maybe not like maybe before you wanted to go out of state but now you don't because this happened and you're like what if something happens like this again, like has it changed any way of like what schools you want to go to?
It has because I've heard like a lot of like family, some their friends, they've been saying that college just isn't the same and that they don't want to pay for this type of experience to have done it at home. Like they could have done it at community college. Yeah. They wanted the full, thing of like being able to like go to a college party, being able to talk to professors personally and then helping them and stuff. Like obviously they can do it online, but it's not the same and it's expensive. So that's like one thing that I'm like, I mean, is it worth it to wait and go to community for 2 years and then go to college? Or should I just, because apparently like right now, we don't need SAT scores. Most of them wouldn't even need to write essays. So I feel like I should still, because I feel like they're literally handing me a better opportunity to like go to college. So it's like, you gotta wonder, and it's expensive to apply. So there's just a lot of money to have been involved. Yeah.
Well, and speaking of which, like I know for a very long time you wanted to go to school in New York. Is that still like the plan for you? Like, are you still planning to apply there, or has it changed your mind at all?
I had to change my mind, not only because of the pandemic, because of realization that it's like $40,000 a year. So it's like really expensive. And I don't want to be away from like my family and friends during the pandemic either. So we don't know how long it's going to last for. And I'm going to feel so alone in New York. So I'd rather stay like in the state.
100%. Like, for example, my cousin's stepsister, not stepsister, half sister, anyways, someone I know, they live in Oregon, but they got into a university here in Los Angeles. So she was planning obviously to move here, go to school and everything. But with this, she's had to stay home. So, and I feel like I'm applying to schools out of state, but it's like, how do I what if I have to go to university like here at home and I'm paying so much more to go to attend a school that's out of state when I'm just going to be here at home doing it online? It's like, it does make you wonder, like, is it worth it? Or like, how am I just supposed to pick up everything and leave and go to a completely different state? And it's just like, it definitely does make you second guess everything. But it's like, because life is just so unpredictable. It's like, you don't know what could happen.
Yeah.
Well, so let's switch it to a bit of a lighter topic. I really like this question. I've been asking, I think, the past 3 people this same question, but Jesse came up with this question, which I really much enjoyed. And it's, if you were to have, aside from your immediate family, like the people you're already quarantined with, who, if you could have chosen one other person to quarantine with, who would it have been? It could be a famous person, it could be a friend, another family member, just anyone at all. Who would you have chosen?
I'm gonna do two, one famous and one friend. If I were to quarantine with any friend, no hesitation, no questions asked, with you. Are you kidding me?
Now, are you just saying that because you're talking to me, or do you really mean that?
Let me tell you this. Every time I've hung out with like Olivia, Kristen, Annalise, my friends Raul, Dylan, I'm like, bro, guys, like my friend's mom makes the best food. Like being able to have a full course meal every day is
Guess
just
what
like,
we had for dinner today?
if you say flauta.
No, we didn't have that. We didn't have that, but it's another meal you really like.
Fideo.
No, it's more of Italian.
Did you have fettuccine alfredo?
Yeah.
See, your family makes the absolute. Your mom and dad and Jessica can bake, and then just listening to you sing every day. Like, come on now, who wouldn't want to quarantine with Sophie? And you love watching movies, so I gotta watch them with you.
We actually watched Coco last night too.
Oh, that movie makes me so like.
Oh my god, I know. I saw it every single time. Okay, well, I'm very flattered. Thank you for that. And who would your famous person be?
Famous person? David Dobrik. Oh my god, I feel like
that's a good one. Fun. That's like, a really good one.
Yeah, like he has like a big backyard. He has so much stuff in his house. You know, you can do a podcast with him too. And like you can drive his cars, you can have fun with Natalie and Ilya. Like there's just so much to do in his house. Like I just feel like it'd be so fun. Like obviously you think like, oh, Harry Styles and David Dobrik. I would definitely quarantine with David Dobrik.
Wow. Yeah, and like you would definitely like get to meet hella, like for example, recently like he was with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I know.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to enter that freaking giveaway because I didn't know how to use the app. Oh, no. I sent it to my mom and I didn't know how to send it to anybody else.
Yeah. So. Like, and it's just, I swear to God, the day this man meets like Harry Styles or like does a video or something with him, I'm gonna lose it. Like, has he met him before? I don't think so, right?
I think he wants to because he's met Justin Bieber, Carly from iCarly.
He's met Kylie Jenner and Courtney. What the? Oh my god.
And like Harry Styles, David, come on. Like, he's filming a movie in LA.
I really wonder what that would be like because I feel like they just have such a different dynamic that it's like, because obviously I don't know who they are personally, so I can't really say, but from what I've seen through like social media and like their platforms, like I just feel like David is just a more like vulgar and like loud and like type of person, like because you've seen his vlogs and everything, versus Harry is just more like, I want to say majestic. Like that's what I can think of. Like they're just oh my god. Speaking of Harry, did you see this man is going to be the first solo like
in Vogue?
Yes, he's gonna be the first male to be on the cover of Vogue, just solo, just him.
I saw like some of the photos and I was like, oh my god,
this man is making history. For those of you who are interested, I will post pictures on the Instagram, so if you want to check that out, look on the podcast Instagram. But this man, I was talking to my mom about this. He's going places. He is like, he's been going places, okay? But this dude is just, every time I'm just like, what more can you do? And there he goes and surprises me, and I'm just like, you can do anything. You really can.
Yes, he can. Oh my god. That man is so talented. He's so beautiful. He's a good-hearted person. Like he's just like God took time on him. Like I want to make the perfect man. Yeah, and he's gonna be Harry Styles.
I really hope I get to meet him, but we'll see. He's a very busy man, so, and I don't leave my house, so I don't see how. But we gotta stay positive. Manifest the good. Manifest the good.
He'll drive by your neighborhood. Who knows?
Exactly. His car broke down in front of that one girl's house. Why not my house? Like, what makes her special? All right. Well, we went off on a little bit of a tangent, but moving on. So going back to like just like how like quarantine has like changed or just because I definitely feel like quarantine has been a time to just really like I guess get to know yourself and learn about more of what you do like, what you don't like, things that maybe you didn't even realize you enjoy doing or like anything like that. Like has this made you realize like because for me personally I've definitely realized that there are moments where I do need time by myself like just to like think everything over and just recollect myself like or just I don't know like in quarantine I definitely discovered a lot about myself that I didn't even realize like did you ever have you had any moments where you're like you learned something new about yourself or maybe you picked up a new hobby or just realized anything at all?
I picked up a new hobby. I haven't told. Well, people who are hearing this kind of embarrassing, but it's fine. It's a podcast. I found these YouTubers on on TikTok, and then I started watching them. Their name was Sweet Tea, and I made a fan account
on Twitter.
No, on Instagram.
Oh my god!
And so I realized, like, I really like editing videos together. Like, I love putting music in the background and editing them. And so far, not to toot my own horn, but I'm the biggest fan account of editing of theirs.
Well, now, what kind of videos do they make?
They're four of them. They're like David and his friends, but they're not as rich.
Wait, is this that one guy that basically looks and sounds like David Dobrik?
Ew, no.
Okay, thank God.
They're not TikTokers, but I found them on TikTok.
Okay.
Like they little snippets of their YouTube videos, and they're just so funny, and they're beautiful. They're like attractive, and they're like well-hearted people. Like their last video, they made money because they got sponsored by a credit card, and you know how like there's been those videos out where like people have been mistreating the vendors that like the Hispanic ones that sell like So they got a lot of their money and they started buying everything of theirs. They went to the fruit places, they bought everyone's flowers, and the flowers they would give it to like women who are like working on like Starbucks or something or reading a book or something. And they would give them the flowers. Like they're great people all around and they're funny. So
that's nice. Yeah. You should send me a link to one of the videos. I want to check it out, see what it's like. Yeah, no, 100. That's so nice and like you said, like I feel like during like COVID and everything, like people are definitely on edge, and like you said that like a lot of people are mistreating some of these vendors and stuff. Like I see videos of this all the time, and it breaks my heart. It does, because they're just people trying to make money like any way they can, and it's so sad. And I feel like with COVID and everything, it's definitely made it hard because everyone is now more on edge, more anxious. Like they're more likely to snap at people, and especially with COVID, like it's harder. Like for me personally, like I haven't like there's a guy at the park where I live near who sells elotes and like ice creams, raspados and all that. And definitely because of the pandemic, I haven't been buying there because obviously for safety reasons. And it's just like you realize that I'm definitely not the only one that thinks that way. Like I'm sure many of them have lost businesses or like business with people because of it. And it's like, and that's really nice. Like seeing them like go out and like give money and stuff. So that it definitely warms your heart. It's good to see little pockets of positive things, especially during times like this. So that's really nice. I want to check them out.
Yeah, they're really good. I'll send you my fan account too. I'm not saying it.
Yes. Also, you should go on Stan Twitter, okay? Now, I am on Stan Twitter. Olivia is on Stan Twitter. And it's fun. It's fun. I'm just letting you know that now, but I don't know. I really want to see your edits. See what it's like. Oh my God. If you want to, of course, you don't have to, but if you could send me one of the edits and I'll put it up on the podcast Instagram, so everyone can check it out. I will also
the Instagram because it's on the low of those keys that.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll post a little snippet of Jhazaira's edits, so you guys can see what that's like. I'm excited. I want to see what it's like. Okay, so moving on, we're getting close to like the end of this little interview / podcast. I like to do this little thing called rapid fire, I believe. I think that's what I call it. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. But but I like to do this little thing where I do almost like hot seat type of questions. Like, just I'm gonna ask you like a series of like a couple of short answer questions, and just answer with the first thing that comes to mind. Don't think about it. Just whatever. Okay.
All right.
Alrighty. So we got our questions right here. Okay. So are you ready for it?
Yes.
All right. Let's do this thing. Okay. So, favorite movie?
The Greatest Showman.
Oh. Favorite song at the moment?
Dazed and Confused by Roll.
Okay. Favorite comfort food?
Fries.
Ooh, good one. Something new you've learned how to do?
Edit videos.
Ooh. Your favorite music artist?
Dominic Fike.
Okay. Favorite TV show to watch?
Oh, The Vampire Diaries.
Okay. Last thing you searched up on your phone?
Will Ferrell and Jim Carrey.
Last person you texted?
Raul.
Okay. And finally, what are your plans for Thanksgiving?
Oh, funny you should ask. My tia and tia are coming from Salvador, thank God. Yeah, they're gonna meet Tony's kid. You know, my cousin Tony had a kid.
No.
Yeah, he had a kid.
When?
He had a kid last November.
No way.
Kid. He's gonna turn a year on the 21st.
Oh my God. Why do I not know this?
I don't know. I swear I told you guys because it was before school was like online.
Oh my goodness. This is the one though his sister what was his sister's name? Emily. This is him?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah, so they're gonna cook, Salvadorian food, but they have that touch. You know how grandmas have that special
Yes. Yes.
They have that. So I'm
Dang.
excited.
If you have pupusas, you gotta send me a picture, cause like.
Pupusas, I'll leave it at your doorstep.
Oh my God! You want to know how long it's been since I've had pupusas? I can't even tell you. It's been that long. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna ask my mom to get some from the restaurant, cause it's been way too long, and they're so good.
So good, bro.
So good.
I'm asking my friend Raul, bro, let's go, because like him and Emily are like the only ones like that are Hispanic that like want to eat. I mean, I know Olivia and Kristen have tried it before, but like I don't know if that's something they would crave.
All right, so we are getting towards the end of this little. Oh my God, your cat! So for those of you who obviously you guys can't see, but Jhazaira has a cat and she's in the background just crawling. Oh my God, she's so cute.
I named her after Luna from Harry Potter.
Okay, so going back to the whole questionnaire thing. So like we are getting towards the end. And I like to ask these I don't know, we'll see. These basic questions to everyone. And so starting off is hold on. Please hold. So I like to ask these basic questions to everyone towards the end, which first one being like, do you have any like anything you want to say to the listeners? Any words of wisdom, or just maybe a shout out or a hello or just anything at all?
Wear your mask, guys. Please wear your masks. Like, please. And yeah, I mean, hi Olivia, hi Emily, Kristen, Marcus, Raul. feeling if anyone comes across this. I miss you guys already. I saw you yesterday, but I miss you.
All right. Well, next one being, what do you think is the next, like, what are your predictions for maybe just you, your personal life, or just the world, or things that's happening? Like, what do you think is next for you, or just anything at all?
Hopefully to get accepted to college and major in film and psychology. I'll be a double major, hopefully.
Yes, I've actually decided to major in psychology. We'll see how that goes, but I don't know. 90% of freshmen or new college students change their major, so you never know. All right, and the last question being, wait, is that the last question?
Is it? Do you have anything personal you want to ask me? You want to know?
Oh, wait, no. There is one more question. Okay. Last question being, is there anything you want to say to your future self? Maybe a couple months from now or a year from now, however long it may be, you come back and you listen to this. Is there anything you maybe you think your future self might want to hear? Any questions you might want to ask for your future self to answer? Anything at all?
Let's see. That's a good question.
Thank you.
Well, I would like to be more productive. Be more productive, Jhazaira, Jesus Christ. Don't just sit in bed and watch movies all the time. And go out, run, eat healthy, keep your lifespan longer, stop burger every day. And yeah, I think that's it.
I think that's good advice.
Yeah.
Good. I like that. All right. Well, Jhazaira, thank you for being on. I very much enjoyed this little interview. I hope you had fun.
I had fun.
Yeah, of course. It did, right? I know. It's how long? It's already been an hour. It's almost been an hour. Wow, that literally felt like 20 minutes.
It did.
All right. Well, thank you for all of you guys listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There will be a short break of this podcast with Thanksgiving break. So there will be maybe a few Mondays where there won't be a podcast. But for those of you guys who have enjoyed this, I very much appreciate it. All the love and support. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Do you want to let them know where the people can find you? Want to plug anything at all?
It's very hard to spell, but it's Jhazaira. That's my Instagram.
All right. And if you guys want to see any bloopers or video versions, snippets of this podcast, you guys can find that on Instagram at quarantine.wsofi. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free. It'll be below in the description. And if you guys like this, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like. I don't know.
These are interesting.
All right. Well, so thank you, Jhazaira, for being on. I very much enjoyed it. And thank you guys for listening.
Bye.
Bye.